Hey everyone, this is Steven with Outbox Sound. Just wanted to take a moment to break down how I'm using the Flock Audio Patch app and the Flock Audio Patch system. In my last video, I broke down how I use analog in my template and how everything is routed, and the Flock Audio Patch app is how everything is managed. So here we go. We can take a look right here. All right, so here's the Flock Audio Patch app. And right now it's the blank template. On the left hand side, you see how everything is laid out. I have ins and outs for my interface, just 8 channels right now. I have ins and outs for my A to D conversion, as well as my returns and everything like that. And then I have the list of the gear that I have as well. So if we go to hardware, you'll see that we have everything laid out. You can map it, you can pair it, you can create groups and everything like that. But that's the boring stuff, and there's plenty of videos on that. How I'm setting it up is I have 3 setups here for tracking, mixing, and then I also have one called analog mute, which allows me to mute my analog chain so I can A/B between the 2. So let's go right here, and it tells me a message, blah, 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 proceed, and then boom. So what we see is everything flows top to bottom. So at the top, I have the outputs of my summing mixer, the first side, channel 1, and then the left side, channel 2, is 3 and 4. And so what I'm doing is on my summing mixer, I have 2 outputs. And so on the first output, that's for my vocals, background vocals, lead instruments, things like that. And so that's going through my 2 Shelford channels. And as you see, I'm going out of that into the Shelford channel, the top one and the bottom one, and then out of that into my Dangerous AD Plus. The Dangerous AD Plus then feeds my Lynx Aurora N digitally. Next side, I have the 542, the 535, and the 551, all Neve devices. Those are all going into the Interstellar, and that's for my drums, bass, percussion, things like that that need that heavier transient feel, and that's my chain for that. Basically what I'm creating here with these Neve devices is basically a baby Neve console. All my channels sum into these 4 channels here, or 2 stereo buses, and then it comes out. So then once it comes back into Pro Tools, I go into my analog chain, and as I described, my analog chain is the MBP and the Dangerous Bax EQ, and those 2 devices then feed, as an analog insert in Pro Tools or any DAW, and those feed back into the chain, and then we go out. So that's the setup of how I'm using this currently. On mix C, which is going into my other Neve summing mixer, the Orbit, that one's clean. That's for like synths and effects, sound effects, things like that. My effects for like reverbs and stuff go through there as well. I may get another Neve toy eventually, but we'll see. So that's pretty much the setup with the Patch app, and I'm able to come in, and move stuff around. If I don't like how it feels in one mix, I can change it, can move it back, do that kind of thing. And then with the analog mute, when I hit that, no, we discard those changes, it'll just mute these channels. So I can go back and forth, mute and unmute the chain and go from there. Otherwise, I would have to mute each one, and we don't like that. It's too slow. It doesn't allow us to get the full picture of everything. And on the right side, I have 2 analog inserts for, one is for my Locomotive 14B, which I will use for vocals primarily. Could be other things, but mainly lead vocals. And then the weight tank, which is primarily for bass. And so that's the layout of the Patch app. Let us know if you have any questions. Please subscribe and get ready for more videos. Appreciate it.